Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming this afternoon. First and foremost, today I want to recognize and congratulate once again our women's basketball program, Coach Gravine, and all of our student athletes. I've said this from day one, that it's always about the student athletes. It's always about their experience here, and pretty confident that when you get a chance to talk to them, they'll tell you they've had a pretty good experience this year. So we're excited for them. We're excited for what the rest of the season has in store, and conversations with some people. The season's not over, and I've had some people kind of say, "Oh, good year." Well, we know it's not over yet, and we know we're going to go down to Tallahassee and compete, and we're really looking forward to seeing the ladies compete here later this week. There's a couple of logistical things from a department standpoint. You know, we've had a lot of conversations here in the last 24 to 36 hours on travel, logistics, everything that goes with that. We've got a good-sized group traveling with us down to Tallahassee. Our cheer and band group will be joining us, which I think certainly adds to the atmosphere. And so the Leathernecks will certainly have a presence in Tallahassee. Just a couple of, television watch parties, I guess you could say, that we're gonna be hosting. We're planning on moving forward with similar to how we coordinated with the Summit League tournament, having something at the Sports Corner on Friday evening for those in town that aren't able to make the trip down. We're currently in conversations with some alumni up in the Chicago area, Quad Cities, some other spots. Have a lot of alumni have reached out indicating that they want to get together and watch the game. I think that's one of the great things that this has done for the campus and the community. It's brought a lot of people together. I think that's the power of something like this. So that's been really exciting to see all that develop from that standpoint. For those fans and parents and friends that are making the trip down to Tallahassee, athletics is partnering with the alumni office, and we will be hosting a pregame social. Details on that to be released here in the next day or so. So we look forward to doing that down on site as well in Tallahassee. I just wanted to make sure that everybody had all that information. Ticket information will be, we've put up preliminary ticket information up on the athletics website. We'll continue to make that available, and our staff is happy to answer questions that anybody might have looking for ticket information relative to the trip. I guess I can entertain any questions if anybody has any before I turn it over to Coach Gravina and the student athletes.
Matt, what is the financial benefit of this tournament? You guys receive any?
I wouldn't say it moves the needle a whole lot from a financial standpoint. I think a lot of the benefit of this tournament is not financial, and as it relates to how this is uplifted. I think the community and the campus and the university and what it means to people. From a travel standpoint, we're not going to have to incur a lot of expenses. This coming week, the NCAA reimburses you for expenses up to a certain amount for a certain number of people. So I think that alleviates some of the financial challenges maybe with this trip relative to others.
What are the logistics in regards to when do you leave?
Yeah, so we are expecting to take a charter flight tomorrow morning. We're still working on exact departure times, but planning on flying out of Moline would be the goal. And once we have some of those details released, we can share those, because we are looking to maybe do some things on the way out of town, try to rally some people, have an opportunity to send off the team one more time before they get out of town and wish them well.
With the fact that the NCAA handles a lot of this, has it been a burden? Has it been easier? How have you dealt with that?
It's just different. It's just different. I think when we're booking the travel, we've got a lot more control over it, and it's been a situation where we provide them information, and then obviously there's a lot of other games going on, other tournaments. The Division II tournaments are obviously already happening, and the men's tournament starts up later this week as well. So there's just a lot of moving parts, and we're working with them as best we can. But their travel agency's been great. We haven't had any issues at all.
How do you benefit from this besides that moving forward in regards to getting your name even more out there within the state, within the Midwest, and more?
Yeah, I think just the performance of, first and foremost, of the women's basketball program relative to our in-state opponents the last couple of years has been outstanding. I think we've demonstrated that we have one of the best Division I women's basketball programs in the state of Illinois, and there's a lot of them. And so I think just within the state, that certainly helps nationally. You look at last night, you look at the sort of the opening roll of the selection show, and we've got Taylor Schott, and you've got the Rocky head there on the front. I mean, that's special. That's pretty special. That does a lot for the university. That just continues to, like you said, to get our name out there. Okay, I'll turn it over. Okay.
Our junior guard, Morgan Bloomer, to the podium. So I'd like to open up questions for Morgan.
You guys said it was still kind of a surprise, even though it was coming last time we saw your name up there. Now, maybe 12 hours or 18 hours later, fast forward, has anything changed for you guys with how the team has felt or what you guys are going through right now?
No, I don't think anything has changed. I think we're all still super excited. I don't think it will actually hit us until we arrive in Florida or have our first practice in Florida. I just think we're all just really excited to get after it and to compete down there.
Morgan, just from a preparation standpoint, now that you guys have had, the moment to sink in, you had everybody here, what have you kind of talked about as you head into this one?
I just think that, I don't know, we can prepare as much as we want, but I don't think we'll actually know until the first few minutes of the game. And I just think this is a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity for all of us, and I just can't wait to spend it with our girls.
Have you guys even started to work on Florida State yet, or is it still just doing your own thing for right now?
We prepared a little bit today in practice for Florida State, just the gist of their offense to how we want to play it out with our defense and our rotations and everything, but that's pretty much all we've gotten done so far.
Why this team? Why have you been able to put it all together?
I just think it all starts from off the court, to be honest. We just care about each other so much, and we just want to do anything for anybody. And it correlates to being on the court and just wanting to see everyone succeed and having anyone can step up in any given time and just having a ton of threats on the court. I think that's just what makes us so successful, and this our friendship off the court, just what correlates to on the court.
You mentioned you did play at Florida State when you were at Florida Gulf Coast. What do you remember about that arena, that environment, that atmosphere?
It was just so surreal. That time I was a sophomore then, and then it was hard because it was on their home court because they had a ton of home court advantage, obviously, and their fans came out and they were obviously loud. But I think playing at South Dakota and South Dakota State could really prepare us for that time.
Is there anything about them that resembles, and obviously to a different extent given where they are nationally, but any of the teams that you guys have faced this year in your eyes?
I think the team that resembles them the most would be IUPUI. They bring a strong presence in the inside with big posts, and I just think Mike Hill Rogers probably really helped us prepare for that. And our defense that we played in the championship at the Sioux Falls really helped us, and we didn't know it then, but it's good to know now.
Morgan, no 4 teams ever beaten a 3 in the NCAA tournament. What would that mean, and what is that challenge like going into that to the ability to even set more history at this school?
I think it just gives us a bigger chip on our shoulder. It shows that we have nothing to lose, and they could play tight, or Florida State could play tight because maybe they don't want to lose or they're going to overlook us or something because no 4 teams has ever beat that. I just think we can just use it to our advantage and just build up momentum and just go for there. And I think it'd be great if we could knock it off.
Any more questions for Morgan? All right, then. Next, we're going to have junior guard Taylor Hanneman. All right, we'd like to open up questions for Taylor.
What was it like seeing your shot again on ESPN? And I'm sure you guys heard it, but one of the broadcasters said that Leatherneck might be her favorite nickname of any team in the tournament. What does that mean to see the program out there and see that representation and go on TV and say that's us?
It's a huge honor. I think this team is really cool and really special to me, and I think that being able to be a part of it and just to be a part of this community is truly a blessing, and I don't know where else I would want to be besides here. I think being able to wear the Leatherneck uniform and to take that shot on ESPN and to have that commercial, it's really cool.
Taylor, how do you embrace this challenge of going up against a 3 seed on its home floor?
It's going to be really cool. I think more importantly, I want us to really enjoy it because no 14 has beaten a 3, and I think this is a really great opportunity for us to really show what we're worth and to prove who we are as a team. And I think that the opportunity is truly there, and I think that we have a chance to win. But I think more importantly and most importantly that we should just enjoy every minute we get because this is just a dream come true for all of us.
Last night, everyone mentioned how excited, how anxious they were to see where they're going. Now that you know where you're going, who you're playing, has that anxiety subsided and just a little bit more calm and relaxed? Or are you guys just anxious to get there now and excited to get down there?
I think we're definitely excited to get down there. I think it'll be cool to have the opportunity, obviously, to play. And, I mean, a lot of people are watching now. So just having the chance to play is very important to us and very special to us. But I think that now that we have an opponent to kind of like to go for and to kind of do our homework on and study up, I think that's going to be the next step and really important to us to figure out what we need to do and how to get things done.
Coach was mentioning, I think all last week, probably for a lot of the month, how everything feels like a dream. And we asked him if it's it's real now because you see your name up there and you realize that the dream's over. But he said no, it's just the dream continues. Is that how you guys feel? Where this is just the dream. Keep going forward. This isn't a reality check. This isn't it being verified or anything, but this is still a dream for us.
Sure. Yeah, I believe that this whole team, this whole past season truly has been an awesome run, and I think it goes back to whenever we lost to IUPUI twice. I think from that point forward that this has been a Cinderella run. I mean, we were ranked 6th in our conference to begin with, and no one believed in us then. And then even whenever we got to the conference tournament, we were ranked 1st. No one believed that we were actually going to win the tournament. So I think that people are still not believing in us, and I still think that we have a lot to prove. But I think that more importantly, that since this is a dream come true, that we truly have nothing to lose. We could just play our hearts out and kind of like how we've been playing every game is play as if it's our last.
What clicked after that IUPUI loss some 7 weeks ago?
I want to say that was whenever we watched the Survive and Advance show, and I think it really just kind of allowed us to relax and kind of calm after that loss. But more importantly, I think it gave us the just the mindset of anything can happen. I mean, fate was on our side. I truly believe that God lined things up for us to get to that point and to truly just kind of come together as a team. And I don't think that we were individual. I don't think anything was like a personal gain. But I think that as a group, as a team, and as a family, I think that we just realized that, you know what, this could be it. This could be the last time we do this. And we wanted to go out as big as we could.
Any more questions for Taylor? All right, thanks, Taylor.
Thanks.
All right, now we have senior guard Mallory Boyle coming to the podium. So whenever you guys are ready, we can open up to questions for Mallory.
Mallory, as a senior, what's this mean for you that to be a part that your last run is one of the best runs this school's ever been on?
I mean, it's great. I mean, like I've said before, there's no better way to go out your senior year. So for it to happen to me is just, I mean, it's unbelievable, and I couldn't imagine a different way.
When you look at some of the contributions you made in that Summit League tournament, one of the biggest ones I noticed on the offensive glass, you create a lot of second chance opportunities. Is that something that's kind of evolved for you throughout the season, and how do you look to carry that over to Florida State?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always kind of been a role player, so I try to look for little things I can do, and I really try to focus on rebounding. So, I mean, I think I talked to my coach about it, and he tells me little things to work on and focus on in the games. So I think that has evolved, and I've just focused more on it and hopefully to continue it to the next games.
What have you guys been keying on? I know Morgan said it's just kind of basic stuff as far as Florida State prep goes right now, but what are some of the things that has caught your guys' attention, even though it's only been at kind of just a couple hours and you've been really kind of focusing on that?
I think we're just kind of waiting for our coaches to see what they tell us and just waiting for them to really get the scout and kind of just learn more about them. But we know they're going to be a good team. I mean, they're ranked 10th overall, so we know it's going to be a big challenge, but nothing we can't step up to and compete with.
With the success the league had a year ago in the postseason, you look at South Dakota State won a game. South Dakota won the WNIT. You guys and IUPUI both got a win in the postseason. is that something you look at and say, okay, now it's our turn to really kind of take that Summit League banner up another step, up another notch?
I mean, yeah, for sure. We've always been looked at as the underdog. I feel like getting picked sixth in the beginning, and this is just another opportunity to prove that an underdog can come up on top as well.
Natalie, what did you see happen after that IUPUI loss? How did this all come together so quickly?
I think it's because we all hate losing. I mean, everyone can say that, but our team we're really competitive, and we just really came together as a whole and just put our mindsets together and knew we wanted to come out with wins the rest of the season. We knew we had to win out to get the conference, and we did that well together. And like people have said before, our team's just such a tight-knit group, and we just want to win for each other and, I mean, prove everyone that thinks we can't do it wrong.
Your role has changed a little bit. How have you sort of embraced that as far as trying to get team success as opposed to individual numbers?
I've always seen myself as kind of a role player on this team. I mean, I try to just do the little things and hopefully help my team out in the end. It's kind of, as it has evolved, but I mean, I've always had the same goal in mind, just to help my team any way I can.
You've seen this program, go from the middle to the top. What's that been like to kind of see it all finish the way that you had hoped when you first came in?
I mean, it's awesome because who wants to go to a program and make it worse? So it's been great to be able to step up the program and make it continue to get better. And I hope it still gets better after I leave. There's something would be more exciting for me than for them to have even more success next year.
Anything else for Mallory? All right, thanks, Mel. All right, last one, junior guard, Summit League Player of the Year, Emily Clemens.
I might need to lower this.
Just would like to open up questions for Emily.
Emily, what does it mean for you and for this team to get to perform on a national stage at the national level? And it has been mentioned, have all eyes on you guys on this program.
I think it's a big thing for us as individuals, as a team, and definitely as a program. It's every girl's dream, childhood dream. That's the biggest stage in basketball, and we're right here living it. And it's just going to be a great opportunity that, regardless of the outcome, we just need to embrace while we're there.
When you look at Florida State, what's some of the things that you notice as far as what challenges they may present for you guys?
I think a big thing that we're going to see is the size difference. They're definitely going to be a lot bigger, a lot stronger, but I would say throughout the whole season we've been undersized against some of the opponents. Our tallest person is Liv, who's maybe 6'1", but she does a good job down there. But I think just embracing that underdog role, like the other girls have said, they're bigger, they're stronger, but they play a really different style than we do. And I think we have a lot of qualities that we can really use to our advantage. Obviously, we're a great three-point shooting team, and I'm eager to get out there and just see how we take on that role.
When you talk about it from the defensive end, Emily, you being one of the main catalysts up there, getting a lot of steals, getting in passing lanes, how do you adjust that against a Florida State team that, like you said, they're bigger and maybe some of the things that you're able to pull on other teams, maybe you're not able to do so against them?
I think we just need to keep playing the way we have been, pressuring, try not to look at them as a team that's maybe a higher caliber than us or any of those things that people may be saying. I think just keeping our defense the way it has been the whole season, staying aggressive and definitely not backing down just because they're a Power 5 school team. So I think just staying confident with our defense is going to be huge.
Have you heard from anyone around outside the program around the country since you guys won the Summit League tournament or since last night, either wishing you guys well or just kind of talking to you guys about the postseason tournament, the NCAA tournament?
Probably individually, friends and family for each girl on our team, some alumni, just best of luck, things like that. But, a lot of people root for the underdog. Like you said, I saw a tweet today that 14 seeds were 0-88. I think especially in the tournament, they look for some of those Cinderella teams to make a run. So I'm sure that we have people in our corner just around the states. But what really matters is that this tight-knit group, we believe in one another. It doesn't matter what everybody around us is saying. I think it's just important what our team truly believes that we can do.
Emily, when you lost that game back in UTV3, was there a coming together? Did something click? How did all of a sudden you guys get on this roll?
Yeah, we took a day off practice. We watched a documentary, and I think it was just a big regrouping moment for us. We could reflect on the first half of the season or a little bit over the first half, and we realized that we had the second round of conference coming up and just conversed about some things that we needed to do to reach those goals, the end of the year goals, and win a conference championship. And just to be able to say that we won the regular season, won the tournament, we've overcome some adversity. We're smaller than a lot of teams we play. But I think just the chemistry on and off, that's what's allowed us to win those games. And late game situations, we truly trust in anybody. I mean, that shot by Taylor, she hadn't played however many minutes. She comes in and it's like she'd been playing the whole game. And I think it's just a special thing that we can have girls on our team who play a quarter of the game and they can come in and help our team just as well as some of us who play more minutes. So I think that's just a testament to how, the depth that our team has and just believing in one another.
When you were recruited by Coach Green and Coach Aaron and others, was there ever, hey, look what you could do here in a couple of years or now, or sooner than that, you could get us to the top of the Summit League and beyond? Can you recall some of those moments again?
I think just the biggest thing is just the gratitude I have for the opportunity. I didn't play AAU. I didn't have any stars. I had one Division I offer, and it was here. And we talked about just the girls on the team and what the intentions of the program were, and just some long-term goals. But I never thought I would be standing here getting ready to play on the biggest stage in basketball. So, just gratitude. I'm thankful for the opportunity that he gave me.
Coach J.D. Gravina come to the podium. Coach, I'd like to start out with an opening statement, and then we can proceed into questions.
Move this mic back up a little bit. Obviously thrilled to be in this position, and thank you all for coming out and spending your time, and the excitement that the media has helped us generate in the community and really regionally. It's just been, I've said this over and over, it's just been such a special team, such a special group of girls, and I'm so thankful to get to spend another week with them and what will be a fun week. And I'm also, like Emily said, just the gratitude of being able to both give these girls probably the best experience that any college athlete could ever ask for, and selfishly to be able to experience that for myself. It's a dream come true. It's not something I wasn't sure that I would ever be able to do in my coaching career, and so to be able to do it with this group, it's just been really special. And we're excited about the trip to Tallahassee, and looking forward to giving it our best shot.
So when you look at the overall environment, of course you passed yesterday, but as you reflect on what took place in Western Hall, just what are your reactions to the outpouring of appreciation for what you guys have done?
Yeah, I mean, the community, and being on spring break and to still get that group of people out to the selection show, I thought was a great event. Kudos to our administration who, was able to put that together pretty quickly and really made a first-class event and special for our kids. I had a few people kind of joke about why we were so excited when we knew we were getting in and excited about a 14 seed. But when that name popped up on the screen, the selection show, I don't care if they had sent us to, Siberia to play the Russian national team. It was so exciting. It almost moved me to tears. And just to be able to share that with our players and our community was really cool.
How much have you started to kind of dive into Florida State so far?
Well, you asked Matt a lot of the logistical questions, and that was a big part of it. Coach Ignoto and I spent about 2.5 hours last night working on the travel piece of things and working with the NCAA and getting things online. And then I probably stayed up till 2 or 2:30 watching film, partly out of curiosity and partly out of preparation. And we had practice at 10 a.m., so we wanted to make sure we had a head start. And we asked the girls about Florida State. And until we really get into the film stuff of Florida State, I don't think they're able to kind of see their strengths and weaknesses yet. We just worked on a few basics. But as far as our coaching staff, I think we've gotten a good enough feel for them that we have an idea of what their capabilities are, what their strengths are, and what our strategy needs to be.
You guys, the girls mentioned it, you mentioned you guys have kind of embraced, even when you were a 1 seed, people really didn't believe in you guys. How much has that team just really kind of rallied around that, especially this week going down there as such another huge underdog once again?
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, I don't think there was any doubt in anyone's mind that even going to Sioux Falls, we were still a little bit of an underdog, especially when you look at the history of that tournament and who's won there. So we have embraced that underdog role from the get-go. I think Mallory mentioned we got picked 6th in the league. Even halfway through the conference season, we were kind of in the mix in the middle of the pack. But to win 11 in a row, to win the regular season, the conference tournament is just – it's near impossible. I mean, it's statistically incredibly improbable. So to do that gives us a little bit of hope that, okay, we've done the impossible once, winning 8 games in a row to win the regular season. We did the impossible again by winning in Sioux Falls like no team out of South Dakota has done on the women's side. Let's do the impossible one more time and be, the first 14 seed to ever beat a 3 seed and get that attention on a national level. Because right now there's a lot of teams, mid-major teams like us, that get in the NCAA tournament. So it's really special and amazing for our program and people in the area and even the region and our friends and family. But this type of thing happens every year. But, to go to Tallahassee and win would be something that would garner national attention. I think it'd be just one more legacy that these girls would have.
You heard it all throughout the conference season. People saying how tough it is to prepare for you guys. You feel like with the style you guys play that you guys, if anyone, are a team that's really built to win in a short preparation time in a tournament atmosphere.
Yeah, for sure. And I think when we prepare for games, even today at practice, teams run mostly the same stuff against our zone. So we're used to preparing for the type of things that Florida State does. We don't have to go in and learn 15 set plays or anything else because they have to kind of adjust to us. And I think there's also the aspect of, in their preparation, they only have a couple days to prepare for our zone. My guess is they're also probably preparing for some games down the road, be it Mizzou or Central Florida. So I think that gives us a little bit of an advantage, and that if they do overlook us, that gives us even more of an opportunity to win.
Just from a momentum standpoint, you talked about that you've done the impossible once, you've done it again, but you have a lot of time in between, especially relative to some of the games that you've had during this 11-game winning streak. How do you keep things in check where you guys are still kind of eyes on the prize and you have that momentum rolling?
I think that our coaching staff and our players do a really good job mentally of kind of understanding that dynamic and when to have time off and how to kind of get refocused. They've had a longer period off than we have. So I think that in that case, it's kind of, both teams are kind of dealing with that. And I hope by taking some time off, we took a 3-day weekend. I think that could kind of help us recharge, especially physically. And then once we started back at practice Monday and today, we went pretty intense. Didn't go for long, but we went with some intensity and tried to get back in a game-like mentality. And so I think historically throughout the season, that's given us a little bit of an advantage, because I do think that's something we do well is do a good job of kind of staying sharp mentally.
JD, what about the IUPUI loss and then you racked off 11 in a row? What happened? Why all of a sudden did this team brought everything together?
I wish I could explain it. That loss, it was such a great night in Western Hall. Mo hit the 3/4 court shot. We had the national anthem singer, from Iwo Jima. I mean, it was just a special, special night. And then to lose the game, the coaching staff literally spent hours talking about how to move forward from there. And we debated, do we show film and really get on? Do we have a really tough physical practice and send a message? And especially after watching film and realizing we actually played pretty well, IUPUI just played better down the road or down the stretch. We decided that, what we needed was that mental motivation. And I think one thing that I don't even know if the players realized, but the team was in such good spirits the next day when we watched that Survive and Advance. And I think you almost realize, we're such a strong team that we can just have, Mallory said, we hated losing, and really one of the hardest losses to take in my career. But yet we're still together. No one was complaining. No one didn't want to be there. And I think once we realized that, we really didn't have anything to lose, and that we could really go for that push. And then we somehow, I remember talking to the team after watching that, and that documentary is really moving. And I've never had that feeling. I actually cried when I talked to them after that. And there was a lot of other things with, Sam Pryor's mom having passed away and how that related to the film, and it got pretty emotional. But it wasn't just that. It was just that I had felt such a strong feeling with this team of, we can do this, we can be great. Look what they did. Why not us? And we truly believed it. And I have a hard time even listening to myself say it because it's just not the type of person I am, but it's been so great being that type of person. It's been really fun.
What's it been like, somebody like Mallory Boyle, who doesn't get a lot of the headlines, but has been through the ups and the downs? What's it like to see her get this out of it?
It's really rewarding for me because, as a coach, you try not to have favorites, but Mallory's been one of my favorite players that I've ever coached. Just her fun-loving personality. She babysits my kids. She's the type of kid that I think we will have a great relationship for a long time, even when she graduates. And to see her come in and really be part of a program that was, we had worked our way towards the middle of the pack, but still kind of I would say, not where we wanted to be. And to go through with what she went through as far as building this program, not getting to play her first couple of years, all of a sudden her junior year, she starts almost every game. She hits 2 game winners, which some kids never have that opportunity to do in their life. One of them in the WBI game, so our first postseason win ever. And I was just so happy for her. I feel like I'm not going to say her dad because I don't like to think I'm that old, but maybe an older brother feeling to Mallory. And so for her to have that success, it really warmed my heart.
Final one from me. What's it like to share this with Seth, a guy that you are so close with, and to be an opportunity to sit next to you and enjoy this ride together?
Yeah, it's crazy. Sorry, took me off guard. 6 years ago, we came in and wanted to do this thing together, and we've had, if you could log the number of hours we've talked about basketball our program, whether it's in the office or on the golf course, or having dinner with our families, it's amazing that we've got to this point. And I know he's just as thankful to this team for bringing us here, but I don't want to say it made all the hard work pay off because the last 5 years was really enjoyable. When you're coaching with your best friend, it really makes your job fun. And so for us to be able to accomplish this together, it's been really special. And it just makes it the day-to-day really fun, when you work with someone that you enjoy being around. So it's been neat that 2 misfits from the history that we have coaching basketball can accomplish something like this. I think has been really fun.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
All right. Yep, that's it. We appreciate everyone coming out.
Appreciate it.